Hey, what's up everybody? Professor Lovato here. Guess what? It's Technique Tuesday, all right? Got another awesome technique for you guys, and I'm gonna go off of a post that I did recently asking you all which submission you felt like was one of the hardest to finish, all right? We got a lot of great feedback from that, and one of the main ones everyone mentioned was the arm triangle, okay? And this is definitely one that whenever I travel and do seminars, especially when I talk about the mount position, every time I teach the arm triangle, there's always people in the class that have struggled with this submission. So I totally understand where you guys are coming from, and I got some great details to fix that. All right, here to help me out today is Pan Champion, one of my toughest master purple belts, Vaughn Wood. And please excuse the sweaty mats and our sweaty geese. We just put some work in tonight, okay? Let's get down into it. Please, Vaughn. So, the arm triangle, okay? First thing to remember is that it's a triangle, all right? And so my perfect pressure is gonna go with my shoulder on one side of his neck and his shoulder going into the other side, all right? So it's more of this sort of squeeze and compression. Whereas many times when people squeeze the arm triangle, they tend to go forward and push the person's arm above their face and lose that shoulder connection and kind of end up cranking the jaw and making it more of a neck crank versus a clean blood choke, all right? So let me give you some details to help you finish your arm triangle, all right? So we're gonna say that I've managed to work his arm up, get his elbow, and I'm right here, all right? I got my head to the other side, and now I'm starting to fit in the choke, okay? I wanna go over this moment right here and how we can guarantee we get the perfect blood choke and not a neck crank, all right? So as soon as I get here, the first thing that I wanna do as I'm kind of blocking and checking this arm, okay, is I wanna walk this hand a little bit to this direction, all right? Especially me, I have really long arms, and so there tends to be a little bit of space here. You can see next to his ear, there's space between his ear and my arm. So as I'm fitting in the choke and I start to drop my head and use this arm here, I'm gonna take a little bit of a walk with that hand, all right? So you see how I just kind of wormed that arm through. So now I have my shoulder connection. My bicep is around his neck, okay? Now, as I drop my head, I'm gonna do a very similar thing with my head and tighten it up even more, okay? So my head is gonna comb his arm, and I'm trying to take my ear to his ear, okay? So I don't wanna go down and forward and start to smash his face, okay? I'm gonna drop my head down, and then I'm gonna comb my ear next to his ear. And this is a moment where I can walk out even more space. I can take my arm through even more. Now I can feel that it's really fitted in nicely, okay? And you notice when I do this, I'm also bringing his arm down. So if it's up a little bit, when I turn my head, you see how I bring his arm down, okay? Now I can feel that this is in nice, all right? And to help illustrate even more, I'm not gonna lock my hands. I want you to see that this doesn't require a hard squeeze. It's just body weight and gravity that really does the work here, all right? So once I get it in, boom, I walk up the space, okay? Now I'm gonna dismount and I'm gonna go knee in the belly. But remember, I don't wanna go above his head. So I'm just gonna stay next to him, and I'm gonna make my pressure go that way towards my elbow, okay? So I'm gonna start to turn that way, sink, I squeeze a little bit. Look, I didn't even lock my hands, and that was really tight. And I should be careful because this guy has been known to go to sleep a little bit, and I'm sure being my partner, he wants to not tap so fast to let me go through it, so I don't wanna put him to sleep. But I'm going that way, this pressure, okay? I'm not going forward. I want you to see from the side, all right? Here's the real common way it looks, okay? Butt goes up and people go forward, all right? You might get a tap, but you are definitely cranking that person's neck, okay? The other way is for me to go like this and just sink. There is my tap, all right? You see how I'm driving myself into the back of this arm, and I'm sinking down, not forward and over, okay? That's the key to your squeeze. And look, I didn't even have to lock my hands, all right? So one more time. Okay, we get to this spot, all right? Here, a lot of times I like to hold their head so I can keep their arms stuck. I shrug my shoulder, and then I extend my arm. You see that? So here, boom, extend, get my head to the other side. Now it's all fitting. It's just a fitting process. Check, head down, walk your arm through. Start to get ear to ear. Look, my forehead's on the floor. All right, from here, if I made a lock, it would be really small, just with my fingers. Okay, now, knee in the belly, and look, I just squeeze like gently. I just let it all go. Don't fall asleep. Got scared for a minute there. But that's it. So it's a sinking, squeezing, like slow gravity. Weight does it all for you, okay? Why do I like the knee in the belly? The last piece, I've had some really good students that if I come to the floor, they're able to reach and grab their leg and hug their leg. Yes, and get a little bit of space in there. No, grab around your thigh. Other leg. Okay, he obviously doesn't know this one, all right? But now when he kicks his leg down, he can pull a little bit of space between his shoulder, all right? You see that space? This is always a time to look for a head and arm Ezekiel in the gi, of course. But, let go. If I keep my knee on the belly, I can block him from ever being able to grab his leg, all right? I can keep that pressure against his shin, and now from here, there it is, all right? So, some key details. And of course, in every technique, I'm always gonna tell you my why, all right? Why I keep the knee on the belly, why I walk my hand through, take away all that space, you know, all the way I squeeze and put the compression around the neck. This is to where you're gonna get a very efficient choke that doesn't require a lot of squeeze, and it's simply just, you know, it just sinks right in on its own, okay? So thank you all. Thanks, Vaughn, for not falling asleep today. And this is Professor Lovato with your Technique Tuesday. Enjoy.